And just like that, the next episode has begun. Welcome back to Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist, I suck at commentary. When we last left off, we came, we saw, and we kicked Dahlia Hawthorne's butt! Woo! I'm way too excited for the first first few seconds of the episode. Anyway, now we're continuing with Mia, and yeah, I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial is about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe, I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident. Which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved to the Hazakura temple site by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple site for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the criminal was someone that wasn't in Hazakura temple the following day. That's as much hope as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me, all by myself. To be continued. You can do it, Phoenix, I know you can. We're rooting for you. Because, I am you. So, I kinda have to, even if I don't want to. Save yes, please. Very good one. Why do I always do that? February 10th, 3:36 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Test? Yes, tests on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Pine tree? Oh yeah, that! I totally forgot about it. Actually, I did too, if I were to be honest. That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim. So what are the results? What was it, the victim's blood or... Due to time constraints, a full test was impossible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty Faye's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? Dagger update in the court record. I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking, so let's finish this quickly. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Very straight and to the point, Godot? Interesting. Maya Fey. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright and Co-offices. Maya. What? Why I was about to give him that voice. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium with the Kodain channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Fae clan, I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, Maya. The pain the Fae bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Fae. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple, and you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Donium's murder. Is this correct? I didn't see anything. Straighten up this moment, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witness come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, What exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. Witness testimony at the Inner Temple. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Ha! Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Alright, cross-examination at the Inner Temple. So they say that we're pretty much at the end, which is true. Like, there was another person, another YouTuber who was doing this playthrough pretty much at the same time as me. He started a little after me, but he finished before me because he was uploading this, I believe, every day, as opposed to doing it, like... Anyway, by the name of Nintendo Capri-Sun, been watching him since, like, 2009 or so. I sort of looked, at his playthrough and compared it to mine. Like, the most recent event that happened where, like, we busted Dahlia, after that, he had 8 episodes left, each about 25 minutes in length, so I believe that we should only have one more recording session after this left before, to end things off, I believe, so... Well, it depends on how quickly or slowly I go through things, and monologuing like this... I'm not really monologuing, but, you know, saying all this is really slowing things down, so... Anyway, let's continue. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Who else was on the Inner Temple side that night? Well, Sister Bikini, of course, but I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well. I just thought of something. No, that can't be true, can it? No. On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like you said? Well, let me think. She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired. No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. Who did it? Who hit you? Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was? Oh! Let me think for a sec. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do? Leave her alone? Sorry, Maya, you're getting the full treatment. Press her harder. Come on, Maya, this isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person? Well, let me think. It was, oh yeah, that's right. It was dark, that's it. It was dark. It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training. Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark in the garden of the night of the crime. Which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Doni, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern. What happened afterwards? My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape. I think. You think? After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only 2 things rolling around in my mind at that time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So what were the two things rolling around in your mind? You know, every time he does that facial thing, like I think he's doing like a monologue, so I sort of like lower my voice like he's thinking in his head, but it's, if you ever wonder why, that's why. My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2. You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was. That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? I think I screamed, "Help me!" You think you screamed? But you're not sure. Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. Does he wear his robes all the time? I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope. Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do? Do I press her for more details? My last hope. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What? What do you mean by your last hope? No, that's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me." Yeah. But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when that happens? Maya's not doing so well up here. Oh, yeah, oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What? What did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to for help. Ah! What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person. I meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done? Ha! It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure? You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in the chamber. Witness, this information you just presented is vital to this case. I want you to add it to your testimony. Some more vital information for everyday life? We'll press this one last. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone. A man? I thought that it was going to be pearls, perhaps, but I guess not. Then something warm splashed over me. You don't mean... Was it... I didn't know it at the time, but... I think it was probably blood. Is she saying that's when Miss Donnie, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer? At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear. I was just sitting there in the snow. I'm sure blood got on everything around me. That's when I lost consciousness. So what happened next? I don't remember. How are you saved? How are you saved? You don't even remember that? No. I haven't got any idea. I really don't know what happened at all. That's too bad. I've worked side by side with Maya for 3 years now. When she hides something, I can tell by how she acts. And right now, I'm absolutely certain she's hiding something. Alright, well, since we got that new piece of evidence, that new thingy, we're gonna go ahead and save. That new thingy. There was a man. That's interesting, but just what man? Could it have been Larry Butts? No, that wouldn't have made sense from save point. Suddenly someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me." I could see a man... Okay, so it was this one. I think I screamed, "Help me." There was another thing that I wanted to see. Well, the thing is, like, when we get, like, the thing that they want, when we get the thing that they want, yeah. So when we press the thing that they want, we usually can't get the second thingy, it seems. That's how this game works. It didn't quite work that way in in Justice for All, if I recall correctly. Or maybe it's because I purposefully, no, it's mostly because I purposefully avoided the ones that I think that we had to do. But in this case, I just went straight for it. I can see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. A man? Who was this man? Well, you see, I couldn't see. You couldn't see? She's used this excuse twice now. Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright. Lantern light? Did you say... There's a great big stone lantern in the garden. They always light it when an acolyte is there for training. Are you serious right now, Maya? Hey! You know what they say, under the lantern darkness reigns. So I could see the person that was further away, but not my attacker who was closer. Plus, there weren't any other light sources in the garden at the time. Okay. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. I didn't even notice the light of the stone lantern part, but come on. Stone lantern. In case you guys have forgotten and you were wondering what my line of thought was, if you check the stone lantern, it says the lantern from the inner temple garden was not lit the night of the crime. I distinctly remember that. So there was a man standing behind your attacker. Yeah. That man. He's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Donim, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer! Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she was in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed a huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No! Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, explain this! Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of café au lait. Café au lait. I don't know. Café au lait. Okay. Is that even legal? He's not. Was Mr. Trites are the milk and you're the spoon, Your Honor. I'm a spoon. I'm no spoony bard. I'll have you know. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick! May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man. Ah! In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw a mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of the attacker in front of her. No! Order! 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 What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions? There were torches around everything, you know. I guess we'll answer this off in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Awkward pause.